hey, if you see it, you see it. That's great. I just don't see it on the YouTube, but it could be my end.
Yeah, I don't know. It might. I need to set this up so it goes live immediately. I don't know what's happening here with the. This is where we're at though. We're traders.
Yeah, exactly. We're not YouTube. YouTube.
Not a YouTube guru like Mr. Beast. But I'm gonna go out and say it right now. Our damn videos should be getting 1 million views. If everybody really understood what the heck we're doing here, we'd be getting a lot more. But that's the thing. You know, a lot of people really don't understand. So it's definitely our job to get them in here. Get them in here. We got to kick up, you know, we already talked about it. We'll get these thumbnails rocking and stuff. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We'll get it working. But yeah, we could. I could use a handler on the video side over here. Fucking train wrecking, man! Can't believe I didn't have that on again.
Send me some PNGs of. I think I have some of the Wolf stuff, but I'd like to make an alpha trading Wolf folder for my computer, and then I can sit there making thumbnails or like stupid shit for the Twitter page. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Yeah, the more the merrier, man.
Sure, man.
For sure. We're working on some stuff. There's no doubt about it. Because that's a game that we definitely have to we have to kick up. But it's like, you know, Mr. Beast spends $10,000 on each thumbnail. That's fucking ridiculous. But look at his thumbnails, all right? It's crazy. And there's certain people out there, YouTube Jimmy, their thumbnails is what's getting them freaking clicks. There's no doubt about it, because the info is just but that's coming from us, right? We really understand these markets. Then you go watch some of these guys that are just have no idea. They're using traditional TA, they're using lagging indicators, and yeah, man, they're getting a lot of clicks. Meanwhile, we're over here working with the distribution and volatility, entropy, probability, statistics, what all the high frequency trading firms are using, right? All the real traders. And that is a barrier, man, because it's not a large group, right? We know that. Right. The retail traders, a lot of and not even retailers. There is a lot of traders out there. I mean, you can go on there that, been in the markets for a long time. They're using that garbage, which blows my mind. How could, after all these years, how can people not realize what they're using just lags? Pretty crazy. But it's all good. We know what our indicators do. But we could definitely, let's take a peek at what Bitcoin's up to. Pretty powerful, right? I literally was in yesterday at 2 o'clock. I was looking at the charts before I had to take off, and I was like, Bitcoin's getting ready to rip. Bitcoin is getting ready to rip. I literally went over, I don't know, I think it was in the whale Discord or something. Told everybody keep an eye on Bitcoin. Boop, checked a few hours later, and boop, ripped right to the top side, right? What would we do? Get about another $1,000 move up? Yeah, another $1,000. But here's what we got going on the weekly on Bitcoin. We've been talking about it. We've been talking about this 33 power mean, price action mean reverting up to it. And that's what's great about these indicators, right? It allows, price action doesn't mean revert, the returns do, but this gives us areas for price action to mean revert too. It's powerful. I love it. This was a great little come up with Van F. Kind of blew all our minds when he first popped it on us. And now it's just like, okay, where's this been my whole life, right? I know all of us probably are using this. It's pretty damn powerful. So that's still my target, right? Almost 20K. It's a no-brainer for Bitcoin to go back up here and test. On this weekly candle, that's like a second standard deviation move. We're at the 1SD right now, literally. The 1SD is at 18,303. So there's a 68.3% chance this weekly candle does not close above there, right? So if you start seeing, maybe today, tomorrow, you see Bitcoin start closing above that 1SD this weekend, this thing could go up and do a 95.4 Laplace move. Especially if these if these markets overall, like the CPI print, these markets going to be bullish the next couple of days. There's no doubt about it. Going into the weekend. And I mean, I gauge a lot by looking at these minis, right? I mean, you can see, right? Had an immediate, they both pumped up to like the 68.3, dumped out hard. NASDAQ went down to the first standard deviation to the downside, bounced right off of it, came right back up above the 68.3 Laplace to the top side. The S&P minis dropped right down to the first support level of the daily volatility range. Wick right to it. This isn't some magical little line I just put on here, right? This populates every day and does not move like the deviation levels. Volatility shakes them up. And if you're using these indicators and you see that and we get a big volatile move, just reload the chart. Reset the standard deviation levels. That's all you got to do. Because volatility definitely makes a move, which is good. They need to be fluid like that. Let's see here. But these markets are definitely acting favorably. Especially Amazon's on a run, man. Amazon pre-market, what's it at now? 96.2. I like it. I like it a lot. But back to Bitcoin. Let's go over here. Let's look at the weekly. There we go. Finally getting this little pop. But I'll tell you what. I mean, there's an outlier on the weekly right now. The Z-score looks strong. I mean, obviously, there is hidden bear being set up, right? From these local little highs. I mean, back here, not yet, right? From this top. Right. Actually, where'd that returns oscillator top out at? Yeah, you can use this level right here. So actually, it's just, I mean, we got a couple levels right here where we're putting some hidden bear, but it's just setting up, right? Is this move done? I'm telling you right now, this move, if this move gets up here and pushes towards, I mean, it's got some work to do. I'm going to go out and say it. And why? And because of the divergence. But I'm looking at the returns oscillator and the Fishers, the DLP having an outlier, but it's not even in the confidence intervals yet, even though the Z-score is. This Z-score can go. There's no doubt. I don't think this move is done. Not even close. Volatility's expanding, starting to expand again, positively correlated, random price action. This is a macro time frame. So, voila. But we've been talking about the monthly for a while. A lot of bull div. No doubt about it. Two of the Fishers are up now with the move. DLP still steady declining. But obviously this is a definite macro time frame, so it's going to take a bit. See the 5-day real quick. 5-day outlier. Looking good too. All the Fishers are up. DLP building again. Entropy percentile building while price action is random. Volatility expanding. Nice steady expansion, positively correlated right here. Correlation broke. All this contraction right here, right? All this contraction, you can see starting to float up. This pullback right here was the correlation broke as it was contracting, went positive. Then here it goes again, right? Full contraction, negatively correlated, kind of started walking. Actually had a little bit of expansion at the end, so you got that 5-day candle right there, a little drop. Last 3 though, when the correlation broke, it's just floating right up. When's this 3 days and 10 hours? 95.4 Laplace is at 19.4, about 19.225. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see that happen. You got the 99.7 Laplace up there at 21.5. But just on that weekly RMLR read, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking, you know, let's go back over here. Boom. Where exactly is it? It's like a 19.8, 19.9. Yeah, 19.884. It's a good area, especially, but considering the second standard deviation, 95.4 Laplace is right below it. Don't be a bit surprised if this thing wicks up there that it does not pull back. This is why people need to take profits. You need to know where these areas are at. You need to know the probabilities. If you don't understand the probabilities, you're going to get lost in this mess, for sure. And you're going to wonder why you got wrecked, right? This is why we get wicks. It's all probabilities. You get to certain levels, and that candle's going to pull back. It's just the way it is. You know, there's nothing more to really explain about it. It's all math. It's what we do here. That is what we do. And I love the projection on the RMLR. It's starting to finally starting to climb up. Look at the bands. Very interesting. What is this? Let's go to the daily. Let's see where this is at. Looking strong, I'm telling you that right now, just by looking at it. Man, just riding the RMLR. RMLR had the cross up right here, right? Look at the daily. Look how tight the bands are. This is looking pretty good. While a lot of people are, get lost in their in their charts, this is telling me a lot right now. Really is. And our predictor flipped way back here at the beginning of the move. Hell, Bitcoin was down at 16.5. It's up 2K from there. So it's starting to move. All the bands are up. Yeah, it's good stuff. And already on the daily, already ripped up to 2SD almost. Let me go over here. Yep, boom, right there. This was a 95 for Laplace down here. Or no, that is... give me a sec. Let's do this again. When did that new day open? There it is right there. Yep. Okay. No, it's topside 68.3. That's right. We already went over it. So 1SD. There was the 95 for Laplace that got tapped. And that is a little pink dot right under there. You can't really... Let me span this a little bit. It's right under the tip of that wick right there. Ooh, that sounded perverted. Tip of the wick, huh? It is right underneath there. Boop! 18,350. That's where it's at. So yeah, nailed it. Nailed it. Let's see. But that's for Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at these. Let's look at these tickers real quick. See if anything in crypto's sticking out. Yeah, CMEs. CMEs are up. Yesterday, they're up 4.34. Yeah. Not bad. Cardano's up a little bit. ETH's up a little bit. A lot of crypto's in red though. A lot of the alts. Well, and why? And this is what I was telling everybody yesterday. Dominance has not been moving at all. If anything, going down, right? It was hanging around 40. It's up 0.8% right now. So it's sucking liquidity out of these altcoins. Yep, it is. I guarantee you go on low time frames and you look at the correlation. So if you understand about BTC dominance and you understand about correlation, you'll know what trades to get into and not to get into. Because there are some things that probably are moving with Bitcoin that are correlated. I mean, it looks like, you got Litecoin, Cardano, Ethereum. But other than that, I'm sure a lot of these alts are just cream pied. Bonk, cream pied. Solana's community coin got slashed down 30%. All good. All good. It was a free airdrop. And you do free airdrops, you build pretty strong communities. So we'll see how the old bonk plays out. And a lot of liquidity got sucked out of bonk because of they launched their NFTs too. So that's crazy. Did I get some? Yeah. Did I take my profit? Yeah. Practice what I preach. It was literally cost one SOL, about 1.3 SOL for the mint. Got 2 of them. Sold them at 15 SOL. It was a no-brainer. It's like a 10x. It's like, okay, I'll take that profit. Thank you very much. It went up to 21 SOL, but now it's below where I sold. I think it's down around 12 now. It doesn't matter what you trade, right? NFTs, magical internet JPEGs, fucking baseball cards, Pokemon, whatever. Got to take your profit. Hell, the kids know that. Take your profit, man. Buy some more bubble gum. Time is it? Got 9 minutes till the market open. Okay. So let's see where the 4 hour is. Because we know how this happens. You get up here around these 3SD bands, the price action loves to mean revert. Down there about 17.5 and give away about $700 of the move. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But we go down through these time frames just to see if we have mean reverted at all. Close on the 90 minute. Real close. I bet the 45 did. About the same as the 90. This is actually good. All these look pretty damn good. About the 33. Yep, there we go. So the 33 is the first one after that last move that has mean reverted. So and the bands are tightening. Obviously, you can see it happening. So it's what we want to see is definitely this 33 get back up above. Or go sideways right here. Go sideways right here. And then get a nice little test from these lower time frames and then a bounce. So the weekly can make its move up there to whatever it is, 19.8. So I do believe that's where this thing is heading. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Whoops. Let's pull this down. There we go. Let's see. When was the last time we hit that 33 power mean? I mean, and rejected perfectly. Rejected perfectly. Yeah, March 28th. So it's been a minute, right? Been a long minute. 3 quarters. Wow. Powerful news, huh? What do we got here? Of course, Peter Schiff urges Bitcoin holders to sell ahead of CPI release.
Yeah, right.
He's such a clown. He's such a clown. He really is. Oh. Yeah.
Peter Schill.
Crypto's not going anywhere. Peter Schill. He's such a goof ass. I can't believe people even watch him, man.
Yeah. Well, the shiny rocks.
Yeah.
I mean, and what he does, obviously, he's very. I mean, he's smart enough, right? Because he's smart enough to say like half truths. You know, like he knows what's up, I'm sure, but he says like half the stuff to misinform people. Well, I'll say that, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's not honestly misinforming people. Maybe he just really thinks he's informing people. But it certainly appears like misinformation because he often tells people to buy things that don't particularly go up very much, and he often tells people to sell things that have a good prospect on the long term. But yeah, whatever, man. That's his shtick.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who hate crypto and who think it's just a Ponzi scheme or whatever. And okay, it's free to your opinions. I'd like.
When the music stops, those clowns aren't going to have a chair.
Right, and it's betting against the future. Like,
which
you can tell me that you don't think that Bitcoin is going to replace the dollar. Okay, arguable, whatever. But to tell me that assets like it are not going to have a solid future, and that you think that they're just a Ponzi scheme that are looking for a greater fool. First of all, what assets isn't doing that in some respects on traditional markets?
Yeah.
Well, like there isn't one. They're all doing that. All assets are looking for higher prices so that whoever's holding them can eventually sell them for a profit. So that's the same greater fool theory, including gold, right?
All the paper gold. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And like I would argue,
talk about
Bitcoin
a fucking Ponzi.
Utility, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin has a utility, and it has a future utility, which is that you can transact and track the transactions, which is incredibly useful. And you can find information from the past very easily. You know, you can do all kinds of useful things with it.
Yeah.
And so when people like him just crap on it, it's just, I mean, it's a half a joke, but unfortunately it does misinform a lot of people, in my opinion.
When Bitcoin hits 7 figures, he'll be dust. He won't even be on the planet anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't. He's like the guy is set. It's not like he's broke or something. You know, he's got plenty of cash. Nobody's worried about him.
No.
But I just don't. I don't buy his whole shtick that even he believes that crypto is actually not worth anything. Like I just don't believe that.
No.
And it's just silly nonsense to tell people, especially younger investors who have a 30, 40 year outlook still in front of them of investing, that they shouldn't be looking at something that is potentially going to be the future of how most people do transactions of value over a digital network. Because it is increasingly that. 15 years ago, no one was doing that. 14 years ago, people were just starting to do that at the end of 2008 and the beginning of 2009. And now a significant, still tiny, but significant population of the planet is actually doing that. And governments are adopting it, and banks are adopting it, and all these, huge companies are adopting it. And just call every project a scam or a Ponzi scheme or greater fool theory and all that stuff. But just out of hat dismissing it because he missed the boat, obviously.
Yeah.
And his butt hurt. it says a lot more about him than it does about the technology. And when he goes out there and says, "Oh, well, Mr. Wonderful is, was shilling FTX, and he should be held responsible, and therefore all crypto is bad," like, no, that does not equate. That does not pan out. That is bad math. Mr. Wonderful took money from a centralized exchange in order to pump it, and he was pumping a company that turned out to be a classic centralized fraud, a corrupt company. And it would be no different. And there have been many, many, many more instances of traditional market companies doing exactly that. And FTX was just one of them. They just happened to have crypto as the thing that they were telling people to come and trade with on their exchange, but they were a centralized exchange. It was a traditional business, not a crypto innovation to have a centralized exchange. Not at all. So yeah, it's very misleading what he says, to be frank.
Big time. Yeah, he's a very misleading person. I'm looking at I'm looking at the February expiration right now of SPY calls and puts. Call skew, man.
Yeah.
Call skew big time. What are we at right now? 390, about 396. You drop to the 386 calls, they're selling right now for 1744. You go to the 406 puts, they're selling for 1519. So what's the market telling us, right? It's like the skews on the call side. Big time. So I don't know, man. I like these markets right now. I really do. And it's a great time, right? We got everybody's so bearish, and you got all these people saying, "Oh fuck, blah, 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 blah." It's a perfect time to rip the market. It would not surprise me at all. You've got Amazon just creeping to the top side. Yes, you do. Amazon, SPY's up. Everything's up pre-market. We're getting ready to open in a minute. About to get my bugle call. Let's go. Open these bad boys up. And let's see. So, where's this new daily range? This new daily range probably gonna be down here about 94 though. I don't know, man. That was some good volatility. I bet the top side could be up here. Could be up here around 95. And if that's the case, that's good because we gapped right from it. We don't want to see like the top of the range down in like a 94 area or something, because that price action definitely going to come back down and test it. So let's see. Let's see where the top side. Oh, pretty good, Bilbo. Close. 94.5. Not 95, but 94.5. Close enough. Just like yesterday, right? I mean, it is close enough for a test, percentage-wise, in my book. I mean, we're talking 40 cents maybe, 30 cents. For the, I don't know, third, fourth day in a row, Amazon has opened up above the 68.3 Laplace. Pretty powerful. Well, let's see here. Tesla was up pre-market. Right now, it's just about a half a point down from where it closed yesterday. Only about a half a point. Let's see. Where is BTC's daily range? Oh, Jesus. BTC's been open, Bilbo. We already know where the daily range is. And it fucking launched right off of it. And it was tight. Let me see.
Markets are open. Yeah, right. Markets
are
open.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the new daily range for BTC when it populated yesterday. It's, 7 p.m. my time.
Right. Yeah, something like that.
All good. And the top side of the S&P was right about 395, right? Closed at 395.5. All these daily ranges close enough that there was a test when these markets gap, but we'll see. We'll see. Could get a quick little pullback, but obviously these things are bullish in my opinion. Like we talked about that CPI going down. I mean, that's good for the markets for sure. That is good for the markets. We'll see if the investors think so and they throw money into the markets. Let's go. Let's go. Peter Schiff, go shill the markets, you idiot. Let's see here. What anybody specifically wants to look at? We're carousing here. Let's see.
You want to look at Tesla?
Let me see. Tesla's so damn beat up, it's ridiculous. But I do want to check it out on the RMLR. How deep is this thing, man? Is it the weekly? Yeah, I mean, it's just been getting beat up. didn't like staying above the 33 power mean at all, and just got crushed. Where is the lower length? Let's see here. Where's the 11? Okay. I mean, Tesla's still, you gotta be careful with Tesla. Even though, I mean, this is looking really, really bottom to me, right around 100. I mean, a lot of people are calling for a lot lower prices, but hey, man, I don't know. I do not know, to be honest. That's why all we can do is look at the distribution. I figured this week we would get a 95 for Laplace move. That's what I was talking about. I want to see Tesla close above 130 this week. So we got today and tomorrow for Tesla to start making a move. Let's go. All my options trades are up on the day. That's beautiful. This Amazon closes out or expires in 8 days. I'll tell you what, man, if this thing pumps and I get in that, yeah. I'm going to close this thing at $500 profit. I'm close. I am close. I love it. Okay, let's see here. Let's go over on. Let's keep this Tesla party going. Let's see. Musk coin. There it is. That's what they should just change it. Musk coin. Be awesome. So here's the 5-day on Tesla. I've been showing it. Man, there is just bull div galore. Bull div galore. Well, yeah, Bilbo, it's building. When are you going to know when this bull div is going to play out hard? Look at the Fishers. Fishers still down. Fishers are still down, but you got bull div on the DLP, returns oscillator, Z-score log returns, for crying out loud. Finally getting some volatility expansion here, right? After it definitely fell off a cliff, negatively correlated, and we got this pull up on that previous 5-day, and then this little walk up on the last 5-day candle to the top side of the 68.3 Laplace. Need some expansion here. This is positively correlated. I want to see the predictor flip. Let's go to the 3 days. It flipped there. Yep, the predictor on the 3 days flipped. But at the same time, it's being held back. The volatility is contracting, positively correlated. Let's see if the 2 days flip. Now contracting on the 2-day, negatively correlated. Predictor flipped. There we go. But back up here on the 5-day, the variance. Coming down positively correlated. We're going to need this thing to definitely change it up. What's a 21-day? Yeah, the 21 days just beat the hell, right? The Z-score is way below the 99% confidence interval. All the Fishers are down, though. But we all know, the DLP, when this DLP gets buried down here on these bottom side confidence intervals or the top side, you're going to start to see the DLP make its way back, right, to that zero threshold, to the mean in between these confidence intervals. Powerful, man. Power. Daily Tesla. Wow. DLP slowly making its way back. The predictor is to the top side still, as it was going back, as the price action was going back into randomness. Need volatility. Volatility comes in here while the correlation's sloping positive. You'll probably see this drop in the trend to the top side. That's what all the Tesla holders want to see, right? I know that's what I want to see with this freaking condor I'm in on it. Hook Bilbo up. Get this thing back in. But right, these are defined risk trades. I've talked to everybody what I'm doing, so you know the risk when you're going in, so it's not really a big deal. Not really a big deal. I'm in several trades. It's the only one that's really down. Everything else, up. And yeah, dumping out a little bit right now, for sure. It's right back down. Let's see. It's at the first support level of the daily range. Look at Amazon giving away that move, coming down. There's the top of the daily there. Dollar, though. I mean, dollar just showing weakness. Look at this tight daily range on the dollar. This is what I always talk about. So we get this new daily range. Yesterday, very tight. I am shocked it didn't dump out then. It kind of ranged, right? Kind of just ranged above this this weekly support level and the top side of the 68.3. Now today, it's telling you again, hey, the dollar's going to trend. still finding support on that weekly support level. But look how you got a rejection there. Then the dollar, right when the CPI report popped at 8:30, sent a wick right to it, rejected, showed a lot of weakness. Now it's starting to climb back out of the hole, and that will definitely affect these assets if this climbs back up. But
look at the VIX down almost 5% too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's at 20 basically. 20.05 was just the 20.03.
Yeah. That's actually these markets want some. I'm waiting for it to drop into the teens. Because the Dixie's definitely showing weakness. Dixie definitely showing weakness. So what's up here? Silver's cooking again, back over 24. All the metals are up. Sure, Peter Schiff's having a circle jerk with his whoever he has circle jerks with, because I know the guy doesn't get laid. Let's see here. If there's any ladies in the audience, sorry. Just speaking truths. Bet our friend Peter. Yeah, so Tesla down 2.5. Silver's up 2.5. Anything sticking out here? Delta up 2.4. Really, Delta? You gonna make a little move today? But yeah, Bob is down. Coin's down. The Vegas cartel is down. Uber and Lyft up a little bit. Yeah, I see Amazon, Uber, Lyft, all these making their way back up. Coin had a hell of a move, so we're just going to have to play that out. Let's actually, what can I get rid of here? We can kick Solana to the side for a minute. Throw Coin on here. Where's the VRE? I mean, look at this move on Coin. I mean, it's just been steady rising, man. Steady rising. Nice moves. Well, it's beat the hell up. Massive beat. Okay, so where are we here? Daily range tested right now. It's at the top side of it. At the top side. Top side's 43.27. So yeah, it's like it's right under the candle right there. Bottom side of the wait a minute. Yeah, bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace down here at about 42.5. So we're about to see how strong Coinbase is here. If it can stay above. But you got, like I said, you've got the dollar down here below the 1SD. It's trying to get up above it. If it does, could revisit the bottom side of the 68.3. But if it shows weakness right here, I mean, you're going to see you could see the dollar close down here around 102 or something by the 95.4 Laplace. So this weekly support level here, 102.1. Goodness gracious. But yeah, you're going to see some erratic moves in the market today for sure. I mean, right? Everything gapped up. Now everything pulled back to their daily ranges. The minis are on their own mission. They've been doing their own thing. Yeah, it looks good though to me. Looks good. But like we always say at Alpha Trading, it doesn't matter what way the market goes, right? It doesn't matter what way. You can make money both ways. It's just about being able to recognize which way it is going. If you're using moving averages and fucking RSI and stuff like that, hey, all the power to you, man. You can use it all you want. But know when you lose a trade, there is somebody on the other side of it, whether it be an algo or a volatility trader, whoever, somebody that understands what's going on in the markets. Because, I mean, I notice all the time. Usually when I'm getting my entries or exits, a large majority of the market's doing the exact opposite thing at that moment on those low time frames.
Right.
And that's why we have an endless just pot of liquidity to use. We never have a problem getting our limit orders filled because everybody's on the other side of our trades all the time. You're not getting the correct reads using traditional technical analysis. Do we use technical analysis? Yeah, it's called the VEPS. All right, it's volatility, entropy, probability, and statistics. It is the future of trading. And it has literally been happening in trading for, I'll tell you what, for a while. You can go back in time in these traditional markets. I mean, the normal distribution, the bell curve it's been getting nailed. So these algos, as soon as algorithmic trading started, I mean, the thing was, okay, what are we going to program these bots with? It's not like they just have a mind of their own, although this AI is a little freaky. shit going on. I'm glad I live in the boonies.
Right.
Need to get some Stinger missiles to shoot down these drones, these Amazon drones. That'll be a trip. Hey, I got your drone. Give me free Prime for a year and I'll send it to you. Okay, so Bitcoin's spilling out a little bit here. Back down to 18. And it is literally back down to the top side of the 68.3. Yes, it is. Which I don't doubt. Don't doubt. Maybe we get a little support on this resistance level that they usually flip to support when you get through them. They're pretty powerful areas. And I mean, you can see the dollar. Dollar's starting to gain some strength. For sure. Closed below that 1 SD. Yeah, boom. Got a little move down below the... Damn near. Is that the S3? Where's the S4 at for the old dollar? Or is that the S4? Well, that explains a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's the S4. Yeah, this dollar, that was the bottom today. I didn't even notice that. So got this wick down. All right, got this candle down to like the 95.4 Laplace, but that's the S4 on the daily for the dollar. Wish I would have recognized that before I was like spewing. But yeah, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, these levels are pretty potent. Does it get back up into the 68.3 Laplace? If it does not, like it hasn't been able to do that in this whole week. If it rejects there again, if it does get up to this area, you'll see these markets turn right back around. But that's what you're seeing. Look, dollar strength, assets down right now across the board. You're going to continue to see that. And metals are up. Silver is making a little bit of a move, up 2.6 now. Old silver. Should we look at silver? Shiny metals? The shinies? Let's look at the futures. Yeah, right. Let's look at the futures. Let's see what the fuck these things are doing. Go to the weekly. Look at... Oof, this isn't good for the silver, boys. I'm telling you right now. You got these fissures really high. Got the fissures really high. You're getting a down move on the returns oscillator right here. We just got a correlated candle. Variance is starting to turn up. You can see you had the outlier right here, and then in just little spurts when it was coming back down that were positively correlated, but a majority negatively correlated. So this thing just floated up to the top where it was at. Volatility on the weekly, totally crushed, sloping back down, negatively correlated. Entropy still trending, but heading back into randomness. But I'm looking at these fissures up here high. I'm looking at the bear div on the DLP. Yeah, man, this silver move, we could probably... It's not long for up here around 24, in my opinion. This thing is going to come down very quickly. Let me see something here. Yeah, variance coming down, positively correlated, hidden bear divergence. All the fissures are up, though. Got that going for it on the 21-day. The 5-day, man. I mean, there's a little... not really, man. I mean, there's just a tiny bit of hidden bull div. Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, up here from the mean, I guess there is. If this returns... but you can see the returns oscillator turning up. It's got a red candle behind it. Volatility down on the 5-day. The daily, huh? Yep, setting up hidden bear. Fissures are a little erratic. Hell, you got one of the fissures up by the 2 SD band. There's two down here by the 2 SD band still, and then you got one right about at the mean. Volatility flat. Volatility flat. The correlation broke right here, so you're getting this move up. Here's a 95. 24.6 on the daily. Do we get a wick up that high? I doubt it. That'd be a hell of a move for silver. In my opinion, this thing's coming back down. Let's see if the 4-hour gives us a little bit of something. Actually, the 4-hour is kind of supporting the move I was just talking about. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But Z-score setting up hidden bear. Returns oscillator starting to set up hidden bear. DLP building slowly though. Looks nice. One of my discords is just absolutely blowing up. I hear beep, 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 beep. So let's go into these intraday time frames here. Pretty beat up. As long as this variance stays negatively correlated, though. Here was the little trend it just had on the 90-minute. Starting to come out of it. It almost hit the 2 SD band. Volatility is totally expanded here, though. Let's see what happens. If you see this slope, this correlation go back flat or stay positive while this is contracting, this is really going to come down. Let me see here, 33-minute. Yeah, all these intraday time frames look like this baby's coming down. The volatility reads, though, the volatility reads are giving some hope to all you little silver bugs out there. This thing does move up to that area where I was on the daily. Go to the daily, and I'm looking at the 95 Laplace up there at about 24.6. 24.6.
Did you see there's someone in the YouTube asking about XAU USD?
Let's go to it. There it is right here.
Yeah.
First, let's look on the VRE. Let's see what's going on with silver. Come here, buddy. There you are. Okay, super tight weekly range. So that's why we're trending. Number one, that's why silver's trending. Let's go back to the beginning of the week. Give you a full week throwdown here. Come on. Where are you at? There it is. So there's the beginning of the week. You get this tight weekly range. Here's the red dotted lines and the yellow dotted line. That is the weekly range. So this white cross line up here, that was that daily top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. You can see even the 4-hour, these skinny white lines, that was the 4-hour distribution. Kind of rejected there. The weekly range supported throughout that day. Right about at the end of the day, dipped down. Where to? This is the daily volatility range right here. Now, if we go back over here, did it get tested? It did not. That's why. So there was the new weekly. Monday, this was the, this opened up, Sunday Eve? Yeah, so this is the top side of that daily. So it ran away. By the end of the day, what did it do? Came back down, tested that untested daily range. So we still got this tight weekly. Let's see, let's go through this. There is the center of the monthly volatility range. Right? The yellow cross line. Look at all the wicks silver put into that bad boy. So right now, it's pretty much in between the center of the monthly and the weekly volatility range. Silver's just in between it. But here we go, right? We trend on this particular day, closes above the weekly. That's showing strength. So the next day, it almost does a 1 SD move. Bam. Or wait a minute, that's the same day. Hold on, that was a 4-hour change. My bad. So yeah. Definitely gets up, closes this 15-minute candle, bouncing off of that daily, almost does a 1 SD move, but pulls back, shows weakness. And this is what? Now, when you get a tight weekly range like this, it's telling you that the data set is going to trend. But it can be a trend to the top side, back to the downside, back to the upside. And that's exactly what you're seeing. And they are magnets for price action. There is no doubt about it. These volatility ranges, as you can see, the weekly range reacquired the data set, and you get this nice pump way out to where the daily 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Now we're dumping back out. Now we're at the top side of the monthly ranges right there. So here's the center of the monthly. There's the top side. As you can see, it's spilling right back out to the top side of this daily 68.3 Laplace.
And I bet if you look at the Entropy oscillator, will show you exactly that it did that trending move, upside, maybe even downside, or upside and ranging or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But the trending and the randomness, like that's the beauty of these things, right? You have the VRE shows you the targets, and the trending move or the random. Well, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah. And this is on the 15-minute.
When we say it's trending, and when we say it does trending moves up and down, we mean it. Like, just look at that. It's perfect.
And all this was right at 8:30, right? Right when the CPI printed, boom. And so you get you get this candle pump up pullback, and then right when it printed, you get this little dump out, nice little fake out. Got people all screwed up, and then whoop right to the top side of the distribution. Entropy was trending. The correlation actually broke right here, right? And so as soon as that volatility expanded, wham, right to the top side.
It's
Crazy.
just glorious how they work together.
Yeah, and the outlier on the variance. Little outlier on the variance. And the way
how do you know it's trending down? It shows you.
it literally shows you. Now here,
the width literally shows you, and the entropy literally shows you.
Yeah, and this thing's rolling over. So, and here's our reverse mean of log returns with a 33 length power mean running through it. Boom, nailed the 3SD band right now. Now it's going sideways. Very high probability it revisits this 33 power mean right here, about 20.5. What is this on? This is on the weekly chart. Let me drop down here to the daily and see where this baby's at. Where you at, power mean? Come on, baby. There you are.
Yeah.
Trying to stay above it. Trying to stay above it. If this daily candle on silver, I'll go back. So we were looking at that weekly, right? Coming down to a little bit over 20 bucks. If you see these a couple daily candles close below this power mean, it's definitely going to drop down there. Definitely on that weekly. So you see the power mean get broke on the daily, you're going to see this get retested probably. But probably find some strong support there. Did here. All right, got up above it. Couple wicks right down to the power mean, and then boom, right up to the 3SD band. Usually you get up to 2 SD bands, 3 SD bands, you're going to mean revert. That's just what happens. I mean, it's we have no control about it. The returns mean revert. That's what they do. Price action follows the returns. So yeah, but overall, yeah, man, silver doesn't look bad. Silver doesn't look bad. But as far as this thing getting above $24 right now, no, I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. I mean, gold's got a I bet gold's got a better chance of moving higher than silver right now, because silver, I think shot its wad a little bit. But yeah, interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Vetico, just like that. Now all the options trades are pulling back, which of course they are. So let's go back over here and see what's happening. Yep, everything's given it. This is how today's gonna be though, right? After this print, a lot of freaking volatility. A lot of volatility trying to get people in bad positions. There's a lot of swing traders out there. One day they'll learn. Look, be like the algos, the high frequency trading firm algos, right? They don't swing trade, man. They're trading the low time frame volatility. You can't go wrong. You learn about volatility, you learn about the distribution, you'll understand how these algos are trading. You can't swing trade volatility. It's in the wording. It's too volatile, and this is why people continue to get wrecked. Leverage is bad, right? That's even gonna fucking magnify it, because your liquidation points are gonna be so close. You get these volatile moves on these low time frames, you're screwed. You are screwed. Especially in crypto. If you trade a lot of crypto, you got to be really careful. Especially all these bucket shops offering leverage. It is ridiculous. Look, leverage is for markets that don't have volatility. It like creates a synthetic volatile asset where there is no movement. So you use leverage, and people, all of a sudden, all these crypto bucket shops, here, use 100x. Hell, some of them had like 200. What was that? Prime. What's that? Prime.
Yeah. Prime XBT.
Prime XBTC or whatever. Oh my God, it's crazy. But you go to some of these forex.
They have 1,000x.
Dude, they have that 500, 1,000x.
Yeah, because they need to. They have
you
on
need
commodities and stuff. They're trading wheat or rice or whatever. You need leverage sometimes. Like any kind of move.
Big time. So yeah, leverage bad.
Yeah.
And we add that to our 3 tenets.
And all asset classes have proven that they can be just as volatile. Like the whole argument that crypto is more volatile, there was a point last year, even though there's plenty of volatility always on the low time frames, on the higher time frames, there was a whole good period of time in 2022 when Bitcoin was less volatile than most significant major stocks on traditional markets. And you could easily argue that that whole silly notion that crypto is too volatile has been thrown out the window, just because of the fact that in a lot of 2022, traditional stocks were actually way more volatile, and a lot of the majors dumped 70, 80, 90%. Like, that's not a joke of a fall. That's a significant price fall.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's silly notions, man. People just, misinformation is very powerful stuff. What can we say? Unfortunately, it is very powerful, and it leads to most traders getting wrecked, and that's because that's what the market makers depend on in order to fill up their buckets at the end of the day, right? They need liquidity from the people who are losing the trades.
Everybody's trying to fill their buckets.
Who just don't know any better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reality.
But yeah, let's see. But yeah, when you understand the Dixie, you're going to understand, the strength and the weaknesses in this market. I mean, if the dollar is going to show strength, you're going to see this market go down, for sure. There's you always have your outliers, but yeah, this is we're going to have to see what happens. And this is going to be an erratic day, right? CPI print day. They're trying to get all these, especially options traders, are trying to get people into bad positions. There's no doubt about it. That's why, this thing's just, look at the minis. Boom, 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 boom. This thing's all over the place. A lot of the assets.
And it continues like this, right? It's an example of where the CPI print going down even a little doesn't necessarily help the assets go up, because A, when it doesn't go down very much, it doesn't make a big difference. It's already priced in. And B, again, it's a news signal.
It's news.
It's not a math.
Exactly.
News.
I was just getting ready to say.
The bots don't care about it. The managers of the bots care about it, but not so much that it will, change their targets for the day when they see the news is doing one thing, versus the math, which is actually the thing they care about.
Woo.
Right? They care about the profits.
And look at Dixie. Now, like I was just saying, so Dixie, right? Dixie hit a 3 SD band, came over. Now it's trying to drop below the 2 SD band again. Hasn't came back up to revisit, but you can see it did right here, and then it came up, rejected off that power mean. That's showing weakness, big time. Where's the 9 length? Woof, coming down hard. So hell, you could get a rejection here if it does go up. That's almost a 105. I don't see it happening. I see this thing showing weakness. And if we go over onto the regular charts, throw Dixie on here. Let's go up to the monthly. Now, it is starting to set. Well, I'll tell you what, not really. There's there's some really, really weak bull divs setting up. The returns oscillator has turned up with a positive correlation. But look at the fissures. The fissures are just now crossing the mean of the bands. The predictor flipped negative way back there at the top, heading back into random price action. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Not gonna lie. And here's we had a bunch from the beginning of that dollar bull run. Look at all these lower highs on the returns oscillator. Finally, boom, got to a point. Down we go. Now you got the Z-score log returns turning up too. What's a weekly look like? Let's see if this thing's all still down. The Z-score is down in these confidence intervals. The variance is starting to turn up, negatively correlated. The returns oscillator sloping over. If you get a bounce here, this could save the dollar. You get a bounce here and set up that bull div. If you see the returns oscillator, especially the close of this week, maybe through next week, get below the zero mean. These fissures are pretty low though. There is there's a tiny bit of bull div on the DLP. Predictors still to the downside, and volatility's crushed on the weekly. Starting to expand, negatively correlated. This speaks volumes. And so then you got to figure out, you got to be able to drop down through these time frames. Do I want to look? Nah, yeah, let's look at the 21 day. Yeah, variance was up, negatively correlated. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, man, these fissures breaking this zero mean. And there we go. We're on the 21 day, contracting volatility positively correlated from the top. Whoop, just walking down. Let's see the 5 day variance negatively correlated, but these fissures I mean, everything's pretty low. Trending to the downside still. Starting to get a little expansion right now too, negatively correlated. So you got the 5-day, 21-day, both volatility just crushed. Now let's see. Yep, that's, well, no bear div on the top side of the daily, right? But at the same time, no bull either. No bull either. I mean, depends on what happens right here. I mean, because considering this returns oscillator is below the zero mean, if this was above the zero mean, I would be looking for a bounce with some pretty strong bull div, but just not happening. And just this late move, the correlation broke right here on the contraction of volatility. So this thing's just walking down. The predictor has definitely flipped again on the daily to the downside. The bands are close, but these things can get blown out real fast, as you can see. Let me see. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let's go into these intraday time frames. I mean, you had that nice little spill out right down there to what, 102.3. Pulled right back up. Variance though, variance starting to rise. Negatively correlated. All the fishers are down. Trending, still random price action. But the predictor flipped back here and it is starting to move. And there's why on the 4-hour, right? You got down here by the bottom side of the 99.7 Laplace distribution range. So immediately when you see that, there's a 95.4% chance that this data set's going to pull back inside of that level, and a 68.3% chance it pulls inside that level. That's exactly what it did. It's all about the probabilities. And you think they're powerful in these time frames. When you are down here scalping volatility on these low time frames, they are way more than powerful. You talk about good places to take profits at. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. All right, R3 tenets here. You take your profits, you limit your losses, and you're never emotionally attached to your trades. Now let's throw in a fourth one. Stop using leverage in these super volatile markets, because it is going to... Wait, you might have a good trade here and there, but show me your P&L. I want to see your P&L over like the last month, the last year. Show me your P&L over the last year. I want to see what your edge is all about. Last person I asked, because I don't ask people that all the time. That's pretty, a lot of people don't like to share. It's private. When somebody's squawking, my shit is the bomb. When I'm looking at this shit, number one, the guy fucking stole my strategy and put some bells and whistles on it and started selling the damn thing. That blew my mind. That's when I started hammering, and everybody that was over in that area knows exactly who I'm talking about, Mr. Psychology, who doesn't even have a psychology degree, teaching people trading psychology, which you talk about a total scam. Where the psychology and trading is, don't be emotionally attached to your trades. All those psychology trading books, burn them in the fucking fire. They're worthless, man. Just don't be emotionally attached to the trade. That's all you got to do. You got to take your profit, limit your losses. That takes care of trading psychology. Boop, throw the books out the window. You don't need anything else. That's what's crazy. But, yeah, just, so I hammered the guy. I want to see your P&L. I was surprised he showed it, especially how bad it was. It was like 30%. 30%, right? Wins. I'm just like, I just started giggling. I was like, bro, are you bragging about that? That's horrible, man. That is horrible. And you're teaching this. Okay, I'm moving on. That was like one of the final straws where I just broke away from that camp fully. We had a lot of shit going on back then. What is this? This is almost, 4 years now?
That's a bunch of years ago, yeah. Okay,
that was my rant about Jackie. If you don't remember who I'm talking about. He was a total scammer. Total scammer. Ah, well, it happens, man. We're here for you guys. We're here for you, right? That's what we try to tell people. We're not selling you any, trading fucking educational course. We teach people to do this for nothing. All you got to do is come into the Discord. You'd be surprised how much attention you get, because we love when people get turned on to volatility trading. Now, do we have some indicators for sale? Of course we do. But what do we do immediately? You come into the Discord, all you got to do is request the Volatility Starter Pack. We're going to give you some free indicators. We're going to give you free education for those indicators to see if this is your bag. We're not trying to kidnap people, right? If this isn't for you, we don't want you to waste your time, because this is going to take some work to understand this, right? And fully understanding this, when you're down here scalping volatility and you're on the 3-minute chart trading, if you think you're going to be able to look at each individual indicator and to build a bias on when you should take profit or when you should get your entries, you're missing the whole point. You need to be able to read this as a whole. And if you stare at these charts long enough, I can't tell you how it happens or when it happens, but one day it's just going to click. It's just going to click to the point where you'll look at a chart and you'll literally see a green light. I mean, I do in my head. I'll see a green light, a red light. I mean, just the signature of what I'm reading with the VEPS. And that's why I have this chart set up in a specific way where my eye is trained to be able to see these things. So yeah, that's what we got going for us over here. We're not trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass. We're trying to save one trader at a time. And we've been doing that over these last few years. Nothing massive, but they do. They creep in. We love it too.
I'm sure do appreciate it. It does take the time to do it. Sure do appreciate it. Everyone else, okay. It's not for you. It's fine, like you said. Not for everybody, because most people just don't want to put in the time that it actually takes, and that's okay. No problem with that.
And then if you're listening right now and you do have the indicators, come into the Discord. Is Warlord still in here? We need to talk to Warlord about that recent dude to make sure that Warlord's helping him behind the scenes or whatever, because he hasn't came into the Discord.
He's going to say anything.
Yeah, we don't want to see. Come in, man. Don't be shy.
Right.
Don't be shy. Come in and ask questions.
I don't know, but apparently he knows how to use similar tools from the other place.
Okay, good.
So I guess he has an idea of what to do with the tools. He hasn't said much, and that's always like a bit concerning when you're new to these tools and you don't ask any questions. It's like, well, you're gonna have a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're gonna have a bit of a challenge if you're not asking. If you're doing your own research.
Yeah, if you're doing your own research,
fucking
go for it, man. That's what really turns me on.
But even so, there's a lot of indicators that we've released to our subscribers that you can't find anything about them because they don't exist elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, good luck finding anything about the Entropy indicator or the RMLR indicator.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it. You're just not. Maybe you've watched our tutorials on it and you've learned from it. Great.
We birth.
You haven't.
Right? The alpha coding wolves birthed these indicators. There is nothing else like it. That's what's powerful.
I mean, sure, some HFT firms might have it, or some quant shops might have something similar, but they sure don't put out information about it anywhere that you can find it, unless you literally are working in one of those firms, and we can't confirm that they even have that information. But I can tell you, in the retail space and on the public internet, even on the dark web, good luck finding anything about it, because it ain't there. Trust me, we've looked at it. We've looked for it. It's not there.
No.
Don't trust me, actually. Go look for yourself. Do your own research. Don't show me someone else who has an RMLR. Don't show me someone else who has an entropy indicator like we have. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. You know?
Get up here, girl. Let these dogs in.
But that's what it is, man. You know, if you want to be a serious trader and you want to have access to what I consider to be the finest and best and most usable tools and learnable tools in the retail trading space, for actually getting smart information, just like the smart money uses. What is the smart money? The smart money are the people who are consistently winning their investments or trades. That's who the smart money is. And how do they do it? They trade based on math. They invest based on math. They don't trade and invest based on silly goofball numbers and chart lines and art. They just don't do that, right? They wouldn't put massive amounts of assets at risk. They use math. They're looking for returns. They're not looking for, a fib number or some golden pocket solution or some order, area, like some block of some square that they randomly draw on a line on a chart or a rectangle or something. They don't care about that. They care about the returns of their investment. That's all that we talk about.
And
Again.
we don't want anybody to get
Yeah.
it twisted, because there's a lot of people, and I've heard it before, and I've got DMs,
Yeah.
Arrogance is thrown around a lot. It's like, listen, if you start studying this stuff, it's not arrogance that we're pushing. It's like, once you understand these things, you're to the point where you're like, oh my God, we got to save these people. We're trying to help. Don't get us wrong. If you want to use this other type of trading, right, with traditional TA, knock yourself out. But I'll tell you what, the smart ones, when you see it and you start to understand the VEPS, you'll never go back. You'll never go back. 100%.
It is learnable. It is learnable.
Yeah.
It's not something you can't learn. You just got to put it. The amount of time people spend trying to figure out why they can't understand why their whatever EMA isn't working, right? Well, that amount of time you could have spent understanding what are the 6 basic tendencies of volatility and entropy, because they're both the same.
Mm-hmm.
The six tendencies for volatility, and
Yep.
the same six tendencies work for entropy,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
If you just learn those things, if that's all you learn, just learn the volatility tendencies. Take you about an hour to memorize it, and then take you about another couple of weeks to learn how to see it, maybe a week or something to see it in action on any time frame that you can stick on any asset you can stick on. Take even less time, really, but let's say a week of dedicated time spent just learning how to understand how it's moving. You can get this. It's not impossible. You can get this. Put in the hours, spend a good week or two to figure out the tendencies, and you've got the fundamental concept in the bag. After that, the rest is kind of like details, and they're all bells and whistles that are super powerful. They tell you so much information, but you have to understand those tendencies. Without that, you've got nothing. And what we figured out here years ago, me and Bilbo and other people and on the founding team, especially a few of us and others, when we were trading with this stuff in another place, we figured out how to scalp with this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, these tools were originally invented for options traders, for futures traders. That's what volatility trading was invented for by Black and Scholes. Right? They figured out volatility trading for the purpose of options trading. They won a freaking Nobel Prize for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody won a Nobel Prize for the EMA 200.
You're killing me.
Or the RSI, or the stochastic. But there's no Nobel Prizes for that, because it's junk.
Hail Yasha.
Yeah, and the people who shovel that stuff onto the market,
I know.
they know it, and they live on that junk.
Yep.
And I can tell you, I used to market that junk to people. I was paid as a marketer to promote that junk, right, onto people, and I was telling people about Black Scholes even back then. But the amount of people that cared about the Black Scholes information versus the amount of people that cared about the junk, I'm telling you, man, it's like 1 in 1,000 cared about the Black Scholes, and the other 999 cared about the garbage, because that's what was easier for them to learn.
Yeah.
And that is why most people, bottom line, get wrecked. Anyway, enough of me ranting about bad traders.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Bad traders.
It happens. We're all there.
Yeah.
So here's the dollar, right? Didn't quite make it back up to that daily range. But here's what I'm looking for. If you see this dollar, just range around in here. And we're talking about the daily S1 down to about the daily S4, right? Just ranging in the bottom side of these support levels, that when you're down here and a lot of them are below the 68.3 Laplace, I mean, this thing gets stuck down here. I've said this the last few days, and I don't have a crystal ball. I just understand the Dixie and how it affects the market. And if this gets stuck below the 68.3 Laplace distribution range, these markets are going to have another great day, man. You can see it tried to go up, and when it did, all these assets dumped out. All right, everything, crypto, traditional markets, they all dumped out. Now it's showing weakness again. It rejected. Didn't even close the candle above the 68.3 Laplace, and now it's spilling back out to the downside. But I don't see it closing anywhere outside of this daily level. That's why this little violent move here on this low time frame, it popped right back up into here. There's just nothing down here. I mean, you got some distribution levels, but as far as the daily goes, now I'm not saying tomorrow it can't dump lower, because these levels are going to be a lot lower. But as of right now, you're going to see this market pump if it stays down in this range right here. Because it doesn't have to dump out hard, but if it's showing weakness, those algos recognize this shit, and they're going to push this thing to the top side. There's no doubt. Usually you're going to get some, like yesterday, God, man, there were so many assets that hit 2 SD levels. You don't see that a lot in traditional markets. Crypto, fuck, you see that in 15-minute candles on the daily. You can hit a 2 SD move on the daily in one 15-minute candle, like you literally saw Bitcoin do. That's why we all love cryptocurrency, and we all know it's not going anywhere. There's so much FUD and lies and gaslighting going on about cryptocurrency. It's so ridiculous. It is the future, like we said earlier. So if you want to bet against the future, knock yourself out. Jump on Peter Schiff's bandwagon. He literally said yesterday, all you investors should sell all your Bitcoin before the CPI report. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's like, fuck you, gold bug. We do our thing here.
Yes. Honey Badger doesn't shift.
Exactly.
Doesn't give a shit.
We don't give a shift at all.
Honey Badger don't give a shit.
Oh my goodness gracious. Time is at 10:18. We're about.
Pardon my bad puns.
It's all in good fun. Your bad puns. It's good fun. Oh shit. My espresso is strong this morning. I'm high on caffeine. I just retrieved one dog out of the thunderstorm. Sopping wet mess. The other one's literally a walking dust mop, so he's going to be soaked. What do you do if a 150-pound soaking wet dog? It's brutal. It is brutal.
Lots of towels.
Yeah, you know, you got a big dog. Lots of towels.
I sure do, man. I sure do. Lots of towels.
Yes, definitely need lots of towels, my friend. Lots and lots.
It is necessary.
Just looking. And when, I'm interested here. Let's see here on, let me click, oh, I am on traditional. Where's Amazon? When are the earnings for this sumbitch? There they are. When is it, like February? February 2nd, we got some earnings on Amazon. Okay. What about Uber? Yep, all of them. Yeah, February 8th. February 8th on Uber. About Lyft. Probably the same. 7th. Okay. No. There's volatility traders that live behind my eyes have been telling me to keep an eye on Apple. February 2nd, just like Amazon. All right. So there's going to be some good earnings plays coming up here in a lot of the FANG stocks. When's Netflix? Oh, Netflix is right around the corner, man. 19th, huh? Keep an eye on that. 19th. When is that expiration? God, is that right? Is that a day before expiration? Jesus Christ. Look for a fucking full-on shit show on Netflix. Here coming up on January 20th. You're going to see some wild movement in Amazon or in Netflix, guarantee that. I said Amazon, Jesus. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, earnings coming up here a day before the monthly expiration. Powerful in what, 8 days? Okay. So that is Netflix. What about Meta? When's Meta's earnings? Way off. Probably February 2nd as well. First. What else had me? Google. Are you ever going to get out of your own way, you fucking donkey? February 2nd too? Yep, February 2nd. So, a lot of these FANG stocks, man, you got earnings coming up like right after February. Right after beginning of February. February 2nd. Expiration February is 17th. Let me see here, man. Yep, 17th of February. It's a February expiration. That's, so I'm going to, yeah, so we got what? Google, Amazon, Meta. When is Tesla? Ooh, Tesla coming up. Tesla is January 25th. Like to see what those earnings are all about. Look at Tesla on the 4-hour. Volatility just dropped off a cliff. Heading into positive correlation. The predictors are the top side. The Fishers is only one down. Got any hidden? Actually, yeah, we do. Setting up. But this Z-score log returns, just breaking the 95% confidence interval right now. But look at the DLP. I love nice little rises like this, especially when you got 3 of the 4 fishers up. Already had a test down here at the 95.4 Laplace on this 4-hour candle. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing close up here about 125 actually by the end of this 4-hour. Closes in 3. Yeah, watch. I bet Tesla runs up here to about 125. Other than that, man, I don't know. Waiting for these earnings reports. Let's see. What is copper doing? Down a little bit today, man. It's been on a run, though. Been on a run. No doubt about it. I think pop in. Amazon 0.75. Uber and Lyft. Looks like Lyft and Wynn. Looks like the Vegas cartels are moving. Wynn and Las Vegas Sands are up a little bit. Coinbase about to pop to the top side. Delta, though, bonds doing down a little bit. Interesting. Oil's up a little. All the indices are up a little. Minis are back up. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this dollar. All that dollar has to do is just stay ranging right here, and these markets will fly. They will fly. That spook, that gets them spooked. But hey, how many of these people know where these levels are? Know where the distribution range is? Understand what these levels mean? It's not a lot, man. It's kind of sad. And the people that do know about it, they're not talking about it. They don't want the masses to know these things. That's what we're here for. We ruffle a lot of feathers behind the scenes, and pretty much such a small channel, like you'd be surprised. We wonder all the time, why the hell are we shadow banned? Because we are. All right? We should be getting a lot more clicks. But I'm telling you, man, these algos recognize certain things, and they're in the club. All these people, all these CEOs, I mean, they're all in the same club. They don't want this information out there, man. They use retailers and less sophisticated so-called professional market traders. They use them for liquidity. These algos are using all the masses for liquidity. Why? There's a reason why they're the billionaires. And everybody else is down here just picking up the scraps.
Yeah, so what is it, yesterday or the day before, like, look at Citadel Digital Trading. They just reported last year that they made $7.5 billion, up from $6.4 billion the year before.
Wow.
In profits or whatever. And they're using algorithms to trade, right? Millions of trades per second, like they do crazy orders and stuff. And their profits were in the billions, not their total volume traded or their gross revenue. No, their profits are up in the billions and billions. There's a reason, and they're the small outfit, right? Out of Citadel overall securities holding, which is like 4 or 5 times as big as that, or like 30 billion or whatever in profit every year. So I mean, it's crazy when people refuse to use the math instead of the media or the voodoo or the whatever they use. They just use the silliness because it's easier, right, for their minds to try to wrap their head around it. But then when they make a mistake and they get wrecked, they're like, why did that happen? Well, because you didn't learn the thing. You learned the garbage. You didn't learn the thing that matters. You learned the silly nonsense.
If you guys could see the Founding Fathers chat right now, you would see the abuse I have to put up with. I love it. You guys are killing me. Maybe I should try that. Could borrow one of Tracy's dresses. Put a little lipstick on. Grow my gray beard. I really confuse people. They won't know what fucking pronoun to call me. Mr., Mrs., what the hell's happening here?
Identity is transitive.
You guys are cracking me up. I saw there was a bunch of tags in there, and I go and look and just immediately start laughing. MJ's on the road making jokes. Hey, this is the shit you got to put up with when you're pretty.
Yeah, okay. That's right. That's absolutely right. That's why we can't see your face on the screen too much, because like we don't want all the fanboys and fangirls clamoring, you know.
But we're kicking up our thumbnail game. I got to get some nice stills. You know how they like it.
Yes. People like faces.
Like, oh my goodness.
Yes. Oh no.
What's the oh my god, the market. People love thumbnails. People love them thumbnails.
Expressive facial expressions.
Very much.
All right.
Very much so. But yeah, let's wrap it up until tomorrow morning, last trading day of the week for traditional markets. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I already gave a little idea here of a nice little range for the dollar. If it stays in that, you will see these markets probably, considering this early volatility that we've seen, I'm sure this is already shaken up some people. I'm sure there's a lot of people like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna sit out. Let's see what happens. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Not us though. But you'll probably see a lot of these assets. Some, if they have been real bullish, they'll probably close. If it stays down there, you're probably going to see a pump here going, I would say here by, I don't know, noonish, maybe halfway through the trading day. Maybe one SD move. A lot, if they've just been kind of going, probably close at the 68.3 on the top side, where a lot of them are back out right now. But the ones that have been bullish, you'll probably see them close up there around the 1 SD. I wouldn't be a bit surprised at all. And close. Amazon's up there about 97.5. Tesla, I'm not saying it's been bullish, but it's been showing a little life. I would say more 98.6, probably 124, 125 area. Coinbase has had a hell of a run starting last Friday through the first 3 days of the week. Hell of a run for Coinbase. I could see it closing probably at the 68.3, but you never know. It's been on the run. It could go up there about 46.6. We'll see. We will see. Now, that being said, right, the link to the Discord, the Alpha Trading Discord, is in the description of all of our videos. First thing you're going to want to do, come in, join. Open a support ticket. We made it pretty easy. Request the Volatility Starter Pack. We're going to send it over immediately, and then you can start interacting in the Discord. Start learning about volatility. We're not asking you to buy anything. We don't want you to buy anything in the beginning, right? If it's something you want to do, then take a look at our indicator package, which, by the way, is so underpriced it's ridiculous. I'll be jumping on it soon. But they're great tools. Everything you see here, right? Everything you see here, they're great tools. But you got to learn first, because this is not for everybody. A lot of people just want signals, right? They don't want to put in the hard work it takes to trade, but at the same time, they'll tell all their friends, hey, I'm a professional trader. I hear it all the time. I'm like, you even know what that means? It's like, no, you're not, clown. You're not a professional trader. What, bouncing around 50 Discords a day and watching every YouTube Jimmy out there trying to get signals, and then only showing your good trades? Never showing your P&L to the people that are listening to you, because it's absolutely pathetic. Pathetic, which is one thing I did previously, which sometimes I wish I didn't, but I was just like, I'm tired of all this bullshit, all this shit talking, people thinking we don't know how to trade. So I showed mine. What was mine? 90%. That's a fucking professional trader that knows what they're doing, that understands volatility, understands the distribution, understands entropy. It goes on and on and on and on. All right, I'm done ranting. So, guys, let's get back at it tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then. Peace.